UFC Fight Night Sandhagen versus Song, underdog of the card. Now we have 14 underdogs and 14 favorites. Out of all of these underdogs, who do I think has the best value betting wise to put a little bit of money on them at this point in time? Now, last week, our underdog of the card was plus 185 in Johnny Walker, and he ended up cashing. The week before that, it was Joaquin Buckley, but that was also a pretty big underdog, plus 200, and he was still able to win a round in that fight. Made it a close, interesting matchup, so we are 1-1 on our value underdogs of the card. This week, it's also going to be very valuable, and it is going to be around that same plus money as Johnny Walker was at plus 185. Now let's look through the card. Yadong Song in the main event. Betting odds for him are currently at plus 155. At the odds that they have him right now, I would say no, he is not going to be an underdog of the card. At plus 185, I thought those are very, very enticing odds to put some money onto Yadong Song, but he's just no longer worthy. He has the power to go out there and get the finish, but that is about it. I would say maybe a KO TKO prop on Yadong Song, but I still don't think he's going to be our underdog of the card. We got Gregory Rodriguez, another underdog, very slight one at that if you look at the betting odds. He is at plus 110 at best, or minus 104 at worst right there, but he is a slight underdog, and I do have this underdog winning his fights. I do think he'll go out there, get the decision win, which if you know me, I do a lot of these decision props, and Gregory Rodriguez, my gosh, his odds for that decision are absolutely amazing at plus 550 as of right now. But is that plus money, plus 105, plus 108, is that dog of the card level to me? No, it is not. I have him winning, but that is not the most valuable underdog on the card. Bill Algeo, no, definitely not going to be my underdog of the card. You're only getting plus 110, and I don't think he wins. So in that case, yeah, Gregory would be more of an underdog than Bill Algeo, so obviously Bill will not be my underdog of the card. Alan Amadovsky definitely has some value, but I'm just so confident on Joe Pyfer going out there and just absolutely destroying Alan Amadovsky in that fight. So no, Alan will not be my underdog of the card. We got Rodrigo Nascimento. I would say Rodrigo Nascimento had some value early on in the week when his odds are originally released at plus 185, plus 175. That had value. That had potential to be underdog of the card based off of value, but yeah, it went downhill to plus 145 right now. Based off of value, no way. Marc-Andre Barriault, no. Marc-Andre Barriault will not be my underdog of the card. His odds are definitely getting a lot better. Plus 145, heck no. Plus 185 definitely gets it a little bit closer. I still think there is a little bit of value on that plus 185, but not enough value to be underdog of the card. Maybe that goes up even more before fight night, but right now, no. Damon Jackson, Pat Sabatini. I feel pretty good on Pat, so Damon will not be an underdog of the card at only plus 164. Really is not going to be worth it. Trevin Giles, Luis Cosi. Trevin is a pretty high guy on my confidence list. And for only plus 186, no, we're not going to have him as my most confident pick of the card. Sarah McMahon is definitely a solid underdog value-wise, especially at that plus 130 mark when she started at minus 180. So that has good value. Not enough to be the underdog of the card. Denise Gomez, a fighter I actually think wins in this fight card. Her odds are at plus 170, plus 180 at the moment. So that is going to be very close to my other underdog of the card, and it is very close between those two fighters. Daniel Zohuber and Trey Ogden, I think, is the next one. Daniel Zohuber, I feel very confident on him. So Trey, not going to be my underdog of the card. Maria, I feel pretty good about Jillian. She's not going to be the underdog of the card. Tony definitely has value, but you lost a lot of it in the last few days. Tony, at best, was at plus 169 at one point on the betting odds. Now, plus 147. Was at plus 130 at one point. Not enough value, in my opinion. And that leads us with the first fight on the card, Cameron Van Camp and Nicholas Mota in the first fight of the night. And this is going to be my underdog of the card. Cameron Van Camp is the taller, lengthier striker. He has similar power to Nicholas Mota, very good countering ability. Plus, he is going to go out there, in my opinion, with the wrestling and grappling advantage. And I put half of a unit, so $50 on Cameron Van Camp at plus 215. Now, the odds are definitely not like that. If you want to see all the bets before the odds start to get crazy like this, make sure to click the top link down below in the description, because we got Cameron Van Camp at plus 215 on the betting odds. We got Denise Gomez, who is currently at plus 170, at plus 220. So we got about 50% better odds on Cameron Van Camp and Denise Gomez a few days ago than they are right now. So they're not as valuable as they were a few days ago, but still plus 165, very hard to pass off on. That is my most valuable bet on the card, that plus 165 for Cameron Van Camp. If I made the video a little bit earlier, we would have had it at plus 215 when I released it for the channel members, but that is the underdog of the card in Cameron Van Camp. In terms of guys that I think have good value, but aren't too big of underdogs, or aren't too big a plus money to have them as my underdog of the card, the mid-tier underdogs, as I like to call them, are going to be Denise Gomez. She has crazy value. That fight, I think, is a 50-50 in the strawweight division. Sarah McMahon, that is a 50-50 as well. Plus 130 is crazy for Sarah McMahon. So those two are definitely mid-tier underdogs in women's MMA. Another one would have to be Gregory Rodriguez, definitely a mid-tier underdog, because I think he wins, and you get plus 110 on that one. And yeah, those are the three mid-tier underdogs of the card. Denise Gomez, currently sitting around, what is she at right now? If I can find, I'm blind right now. She's at plus 185, plus 180, very good value. Sarah McMahon at plus 130. And then my last mid-tier underdog of the card in Gregory Rodriguez, who is currently sitting at plus 108 on Bet Online right there. And I think is probably going to become even more of an underdog. Started at plus 125, moved back to a similar range. So those are some good value bets for UFC Fight Nights, Sandhagen versus Song. But obviously, underdog of the card will be Cameron Van Camp. Put your thoughts down below. Who is your underdog of the card for UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Song? Mine is Cameron Van Camp. Again, the reason being is he is taller. He is lengthier. Striking is very, very similar. Speed is very similar. Power is very, very similar. So I see it being a very close fight. Whoever lands first is probably going to win the fight if it is a striking match. But the fact that Cameron Van Camp has the ability to get the fight to the ground, that is one thing that gives this fight to Cameron Van Camp. Amazing odds there. Put your underdog of the card down below in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of October. Let's hit that goal. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.